going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chunky! I didn't say.
Eat your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? I hope you're having a great day so far. Happy Wednesday. Wait, is it Wednesday? It's Wednesday. Yeah, it's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. You guys want to watch some court? I want to watch some court. Let's watch some court. I've got, it's another night of random stuff. That's about all I have to say. We're actually going to start with Judge Garcia out of Texas. She's been sick for the last 2 weeks. I thought she was on vacation. She's been sick. I don't know if she says it in the videos that I'm playing, but there are multiple people that that came through her docket the last 2 days, just saying, hopefully you feel better. But she hasn't been around for 2 weeks, and I was a little worried. But she's back, so don't worry. Everybody, she's fine. She's back, and we're going to start with her. I've got a, let's see, I've got a Judge Webster clip, got a Judge Washington clip. Then we've got another clip out of Texas. I can't think of the judge's name off the top of my head. But that's what we got tonight. So we're going to be bouncing everywhere. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Before I hit that like button, before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Let's go, Vic. Or Mary. Thank you so much, Mary. Vic's early fee. I mean, thank you, Vic and Mary. You guys made me laugh in the middle of my little jump kick back stuff. I promise I wouldn't say back stuff anymore. That happened. Okay, let's just go. Mary, thank you so much. Oh, tonight's gonna be night. Let's go.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and start with our trials. Come on up, Matthew. Matthew Strumbling.
Well, the hangout part's easy because I'm already friends with 3 judges. I would love to hang out with Judge King, Judge Slavin, and Judge Fleischer. The top 3 judges I watch. I really like Judge Garcia. I like Judge Colin, and another one I like to watch. I don't know. I like to watch a lot of them. I like Judge Collier. Yeah. Those are probably my 3 that I will sit there and watch pretty much their entire dockets. Judge Clark, honorable mention. I mean, I'm choosing the ones that everyone doesn't watch. So, I mean, Judge Simpson, everyone watches him. Judge Middleton, everyone watches him. I'm choosing other judges that, yeah, that's it. That's my answer.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. All right, give me 1 minute. I'm going to get some information from counsel, and then I'll let y'all speak, okay? Go ahead, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, so this is kind of a different case. The monthly rent is $1,050. That's 1050. There is no government subsidy. The history of this case is that on May the 7th, 2025, Mr. Stribling was preliminarily approved to rent one of the units at the Pecan Valley Golf Club Apartments. He put a $400 deposit, and staff gave him a key, but with the understanding he was supposed to make the first month's rent. He came in on May the 10th, 3 days later, and paid partial rent of $400. So my client decided not to provide a lease. He insisted on a written lease, based on the fact that he was not paying the full amount of rent, and that's a requirement in order to enter into the lease. My client decided not to move forward and did not grant and provide a written lease. So because of that, we have no written lease, and we are seeking possession as a result of the fact that there's no written lease agreement, and not to mention the fact that since May, we do not have full amount of rent that was being paid anyway. So at this point, we're seeking possession and attorney's fees in the amount of $850.
And how much are you seeking for possession? Just possession only, or?
Just possession at this time, Your Honor. We don't have a written lease agreement. And my client opted not to provide one in lieu of the fact that the full amount of rent was not being paid from the very get-go, from the very beginning.
All right.
All right, so this is already a weird situation. They moved in, there wasn't a lease, and they just didn't pay the rent. No, there's not a lease. That means we don't have to pay anything. Now you're being evicted. That's how that goes.
So, Mr. Matthew,
Yes, ma'am.
first of all, do you agree that there is no written lease? That nobody has no lease signed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you're not bound by anything?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, second of all, you do agree that you are in this apartment?
Yes.
And then third of all, you agree that you haven't paid anything?
No, I disagree.
Okay, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that.
Yeah.
You have paid 400 in deposit and 400 on May. So you've paid a total of 800, I'm
Yes, ma'am.
sorry.
Yes, ma'am. And that's what was agreed upon when we spoke to the leasing agent that we were going through. Her name was Iris. At the time, she worked there. Now, what happened was she had got let go from the company the same day I was going in. I guess the day before that, she had got terminated, which that's no fault of mine. Whatever happens there, that's with them. But so when we go in, the new manager now states, oh, well, you have to pay this. But that's not what we agreed upon. That's not what we had already discussed with your company.
Okay, and let me guess, nothing was put in writing.
I have email.
We have emails, we have documentation for through her email
I
conversation.
need to see an email that specifically says that you could stay there for $400 or whatever you're paying.
Okay,
We had the ability to pay the rent, but that's not what was
And
agreed
so what
upon.
about June and July that hasn't been
Well,
paid?
because we went and we asked her, hey, do we need to pay rent? And the manager, very rude, very, very rude. She goes, well, we'll take your money, but you don't have a lease. So it's like, well, I'm not gonna, if you're gonna evict me, I'm gonna save that money so if I need to, I can get another place. I'm not gonna be stuck out,
So right now, do you have June and July and the rest of May to pay?
No, not all of it.
So right now, you can't become current even if you wanted to.
Well, there's not a binding agreement to that.
Okay, but you're in their house.
But that was an agreed upon statement through the
Okay, but
company.
that was the agreed upon statement to move in, but you still got to pay June and July.
We understand. We could pay rent, but and I even told him, I even called the lawyer's office and I said, hey, I want to work this out. Like, we've already moved stuff in. Like, she told us, there's nothing we could do. If you want to stay there, stay there. So, okay, well, I'm going to put my family in the best
So say
position.
the agreement, I go with you and I say your agreement is fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Then that cancels May out. Say we cancel May out.
Okay.
Okay. What about June and July? You're obligated at 1050. Do you have that?
Yes.
You
We
have
can
that
see
right
it.
now on you?
Not right now, but we will have it later on when our check hits.
When is later on when your check hits?
What
Because
time
it
is
was due in June and it was due 5 days ago.
at
About
least by
4
five.
4 or 5.
Before 5 today. You'll have
That's when
both
it's supposed
June
to.
and July.
No, we have June, and we'll be able to put half a lease in July.
Okay, so as of right now, even if she can't find that lease and we mark out May, which they're not even asking for anything.
Wait,
They
wait,
just want you out of the apartment. You can't become current anyways.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so right now they're just asking for possession only. They're not asking for no money. They're not saying you owe them a dime.
Mhm.
They want you out of the apartment.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so how quickly can you move out?
I don't feel like that would be right for us to have to move out. I mean, it wasn't any fault of ours.
But how is it no fault of yours if I'm even letting May go? You still didn't pay June and you still didn't pay July like everybody else would have had to pay, even if we stuck with that binding agreement. That binding agreement that you so-called made with that lady that moved out, you still had to pay June on time, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You still had to pay July on time.
She didn't want it.
Okay,
But
so.
she wasn't willing to accept it.
Okay, but if she wasn't willing to accept it, then you should have saved it because you were staying there and you can't stay there for free.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
that means you should have had June saved. You should have had July saved because you knew you had to pay it
Yes, ma'am.
and waiting for somebody to come and ask you so you could have it.
Do we have a KCC raid? That is awesome. Thank you, KCC. I appreciate it. Welcome, KCC Raiders.
You don't have it even to this day. And we're July 8th.
Yes, ma'am.
So even if I did agree with you, and allowed you to stay, you still can't become current. And
I can get the money though. That's
but
not the
what
problem.
makes them right for them to have to wait for it for you to become current when it should have been
Because I've had to wait this whole time. What's fair to me? I had to wait this whole time, and if it would have been done the right way, like her company had
You've
already
been
agreed
2
upon,
months late on rent.
but it
That's what
wouldn't
you
have
got
been
out
that
of
way
it.
though. It wouldn't have been that way. If it was if she had just signed a lease agreement like I had already agreed to, there would be no issue.
Okay.
We wouldn't even be in this
And it even
situation.
says it on the email, they'll sign a lease in June.
And then she wanted us to pay a whole month in May when we weren't moving in until like the second or third week. So that's why it was prorated to the amount that it was.
Okay, this is just saying you got approved.
I showed it to the officer where it said $800 for May and move in June for it, sign the lease.
Sorry, I didn't see that. It says, but you have 800 for me. I don't know what that means. Okay. All right. All right. And counsel, what are you wanting to do? You're wanting possession only? And
Possession only.
850.
Correct, Your Honor. And if there is an appeal, the monthly rent is $1,050 per month.
Okay.
Jake, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Awesome of you. Thank you.
All right, so Mr. Matthews, at this point, we've already established, even if I let May go and gave you May off, which you did pay the 800 according to that email, you paid 400 on the 10th and 400 deposit. At this point right now, I've asked you if you could become current right now, as of right now at this point, and you said, no, you cannot. Council
Because
is
at this
not,
point, once I leave, I can get the money.
okay, but as of right now, because you said a couple of days when you got paid. Now it's, you
No,
can pay it today.
No, the check hits today.
So you can pay this right now.
Yes.
Okay, council, are you willing to accept any money right now as if they can pay June and July?
Oh, no, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, so I can't force them to wait or to take any payment. So judgment's gonna be for possession only right now, plus
Mhm.
850 in attorney fees. You've got 5 days to move out or appeal it. If you need any information on the appeal process, you can go up
I
to
have
the
it
front.
all to a lawyer.
Okay.
Just one, so do we tell her about how they put the note on the door or what?
Oh, yeah, because they didn't even do the eviction right. They didn't give us a second notice that they were supposed to anyways.
Because they didn't give us a mailbox key. Because they said, oh, well, you didn't have a lease, so we're not gonna give you the mailbox key. Well, they just came and posted it to the outside of the door.
To the case.
And I've asked for a mailbox key because my son has seizures,
And we get
No.
medicine delivered through that.
and she's turned off our air conditioner and
Turned off the air conditioner, won't fix any things that are major
Okay,
appliances.
council, how was the notice to vacate delivered?
Yes, Your Honor. So there's two methods, and it's for the Exhibit A. One was by regular mail, which I signed and was deposited first-class mail to the local post office here on McCullough. And then in addition, we also use a private process server, and we have an affidavit of service that's attached to Exhibit A to the petition.
All right, guys, I do have an affidavit of service. And it is state that it was posted and served and certified mail on May 15th at 6:45 PM.
how are we gonna?
Yeah,
recoup
we
that
can't
if we
receive
don't have
mail. We don't have a mailbox key.
It was posted to the door.
That's
and
what
then-
we have.
That's what we have.
And then it was mailed,
But we don't have an option to get that mail because they won't allow us to have a mailbox key.
but it was also posted to the door, which you received.
But
I thought it was
that's
two.
only, you have to have two forms of, don't you have to present them with two forms?
Yes, and that
We didn't get
second
that second form.
is through mail, and you can say all that through appeal if you like,
Okay,
but
no, that's fine. I just wanted to ask, I just wanted to know, just so I know what going forward,
yeah.
where do we have
here
to go?
in
Is it this
JP
way, this way, yes.
Yeah, and here in JP Court, that's all I need is a
Okay.
certified service.
That's fine. Thank you
Okay.
very much, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you.
Let me get Mike and Anna Latosky. And
All right. Mayor, thank you so much for the gifted membership. That's awesome. Welcome to the new member. Thank you so much, Mayor. Okay. So the guy brings up an interesting question, but there's a reason why you need to have two forms of you have to serve them in 2 different ways. It's to make sure they get one, right? That's why that's there. You got one. You're in court. You got one. Just because you didn't physically receive them, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's a good question. Like, I don't have a key to the mailbox. That's something you can take up in civil court. It absolutely is. Go sue them for not having an air conditioner for 2.5 months, but you didn't pay rent. You didn't pay him. All right, we're staying in Judge Garcia's court. I've got 3 cases in a row with her. So that was the first one. I've got 2 cases right now with the same landlord, different tenants. And I can't decide if this is a slumlord or if the tenants just are friends and they decide to yell the exact same things. But we're about to see Judge Garcia get angry. Let's go.
And let me get Mickey Dixon. Yes. Okay, give me 1 minute. Hold on. Give me 1 minute, Constable. Constable, I haven't asked for anything yet. Give me 1 minute. We'll fix all this up here in a minute.
I'm glad to see you.
I'm glad to see you too. All right, so Mr. Mike, what's going on here with, first of all, Mickey Dixon? I don't know who Mickey Dixon is.
We rented a house to Mickey Dixon. We have a application. I don't know why she would be here if she's not Miss Dixon.
Okay, so give me
And it's
1
because
minute.
an occupant, she's an occupant in the house.
Okay,
On October 19th, I met them. My cousin, she's legally blind. She's on dialysis. So we came to agreement that I met them and gave them $900 on the 19th to switch the name in my name and the lease. Because my cousin's moving out because of her health conditions. She told me that there's no need, as long as I pay my rent on time, there's no need to switch the lease out. I have not stayed in that house with Mickey Dixon since I've been there. I've been in there. I caught pneumonia because there was mold all around my toilet. So it's like, I never stayed there with Mickey Dixon. I presented her multiple times.
okay.
And
And so you're, what's your name?
my name is Ramanisha Tucker.
Okay, so there's no eviction on you.
But
So-
yeah, so my cousin Mickey Dixon, when this eviction came upon, she never been there. I've been there since October 19th until I refused to pay my rent.
Okay, so if Mickey signed the lease,
What you
No,
say?
she was supposed to change the lease over to me.
so what lease do I have right now? Go ahead.
That's,
They have Mickey Dixon's lease.
Give me
this is the application and she was given the notice and it was made out to Miss Dixon. If she had an issue with then she should have contacted us and said it's
Did what?
incorrect. But she's one of the occupants. If you notice on the pleading, it says and all occupants.
It has no name on the one that they gave.
Mary Smith. Thank you so much. That is extremely generous of you. Wow. Welcome to the 20 new members. Thank you so much, Mary. Thank you. That is awesome.
Me and May. And also, with receipts, she wrote my name down on one receipt when I first moved in, but other than that, I only received one receipt from there.
Well, she's not asking right now. Are we asking for money or we're just asking for possession?
So they're asking me to get out because I'm not letting Mr. Mike disrespect me and my child. If you can read this, he's calling us out our name. He's discriminating us. I do have the rent money. Like I've been paying since October 19th. The only time I had a problem with paying on time was in March, but I did give them $1,800 for March and April. But every time it's time to pay my rent, a day before or early in the morning, like around 7, he's calling me out my name. He's verbally disrespecting me. And to the point I got fed up in June 19th. Come May 20th, he texted me at 7:54 in the morning, calling me a God D liar and all this. I'm like, it's only 7:54 in the morning. I pay my rent on the 20th. So they came over here verbally being too much, like verbally all this. She handed me that pink copy of the eviction, but I talked to her and I told her it's not a rental problem. It's us coming together to have respect. I never physically got in an altercation or disrespected with her, but her son is mostly like the problem. I have the text messages, I have the stuff they didn't fix in there. I have everything where it makes me say that I don't want to rent no more with them.
Okay, so as far as what they did or did not fix, that can be addressed in another set of court. If you
Okay.
want to turn around and sue them, you can sue them all day long, that's fine. But it has nothing to do with this court. This court is strictly rent, so give me 1 minute. Mike, what are you asking for right now?
The past due rent for the month of June is 900 plus possession.
So rent is 900 a month. You're asking for June, which is 1 month of 900. Okay, so, as far as Mickey Dixon goes, that's the one we have the lease with. We don't have a lease with you, okay? For whatever reason, they didn't sign the lease. I can't force them to go back and sign a lease. Okay, you stayed there knowing that there wasn't a lease there, so
She did it.
I understand, but you also have to take some responsibility. You stayed there, you paid that rent, and there was no lease.
On the behalf of, I know my cousin Mickey Dixon didn't go through this with them.
Okay, but the only thing I have in writing is that Mickey signed a lease, not you. So unfortunately, Mickey's the one that's gonna stick with the repercussions of it. You don't have a lease. I can't bind you by anything because you're not binded by any contract. Okay, so I can't put any judgment on you. You don't own the house. You don't have any binding contract to that house. All I have is Mickey Dixon, okay, and all occupants, okay?
Okay, so.
So right now, the judgment's gonna go towards Mickey Dixon, and everybody's got 5 days to move out. That doesn't,
Moving on Thursday, I already have somewhere to go. It's just me letting you know they're not receiving no payments from me.
okay. So judgment's gonna be for $900. And then since I gotta say, you've got 5 days to move out or appeal it. I do understand you've moved out already.
Yeah.
But the judgment is gonna go on Mickey Dixon.
And how would I know I won't receive no more verbal threats or, because I do have a police report out on Mr.
Okay,
Mike.
now if you feel unsafe in any shape,
do.
way, or form, you can always call 911. That's all I can tell you. I can't physically tell him to stay away and him actually listen. I don't.
Because I'm just saying, tenants do have rights, you know what I'm saying? And as me being respectful, and he's calling me out my name, discriminating me. After this right here, I don't want no dealings with them. I'm moving Thursday. My apartment will be.
Can somebody tell me what calling me out by name means? I mean, to me, that means, hey, Colin, come here. That's calling me out by name. What does that mean when she says it? I honestly don't understand. Angie, thank you so much for the 6 months. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Ready Thursday because I refuse to pay the rent. I had their money, but when it came
And
to
like I tell everybody, and you feel like your life's in danger,
disrespect, I'm
911.
done with it. But after this, how I know he won't try to contact or reach out.
He knows not to come near you. He knows that you've got 5 days to
He
move out.
did threaten to say he didn't need the court to throw my shit out, in his words. But thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We've got
Okay. All right. I still don't really understand why the phrase is worded that way, but okay. At least I get it now. Same landlords, next tenant, kind of the same story. This is why I say, do we got some landlords from hell here? They might be a little bit racist, or did the tenants just decide to get together and gang up on the landlords? I don't know. We have no idea, but let's go.
yes, ma'am. Have a good one. Latanya Clark.
What?
Ma'am, that's enough.
And we waited 12 minutes outside. They shouldn't open the doors.
All right, Mike, go ahead and get it started. What is the monthly rent?
At 1,500. We're asking for 1,500 for the month of June in possession.
All right, Ms. Clark, first of all, do you agree that your monthly rent is 1,500?
Yep.
Second of all, do you agree that June has not been paid? Okay, and is there anything you can do or offer to become current?
Nope.
Judgment's gonna be in the amount of 1,500. You've got 5 days to move out or appeal it.
One more thing, it's just like the same lady, we had having threats from this man gonna throw our shit out. They actually served us with an eviction notice the day of our rent day, which we were gonna pay it, but for the last 2 months we've been with them, it's been nothing but threats. 3 days before the rent due, hey, y'all need to get out. You niggas need to get out. Your black ass ain't over this. You can go back to.
All right, sir. All right, sir.
You know what I mean? Well, this is what I got on my message and what I got. I mean, he's threatening my kids and everything. At first, he portrayed he was the sister, but now I know gratitude. It's him. It's no problem giving me a call.
All right, that's enough.
Thank you.
We've got Siller.
Goodell.
All right, go ahead, Mike. What's the monthly rent?
There's a balance due of 200 for the month, the past few months. It's accrued.
Do not jinx it. Don't jinx it. When it's said in the middle of a stream, it's generally okay. It is. When it's in context of the video, it's generally okay. Don't jinx it, though.
No, we're asking for 200 and possession.
But what's the monthly rent just for appeal?
1,450.
1,450.
Yeah, it's strictly right up 200.
Okay, and I'm sorry, what'd you say?
200 is past due from the previous 3 months.
All right, Ms. Siller, first of all, do you agree that your base monthly rent is $1,450?
Yes.
Okay, and go ahead.
And no, all my last 3 months, all my rent is paid in current.
Okay.
Everything. I paid $1,550 this month. I paid $1,550 last month, and I paid $1,500 the month before. I was late 2 months of my rent because I've been on disability.
Okay.
I'm on FMLA.
Okay, so
I reached out to them, sent them my FMLA paperwork. He told me I'm a lying bitch. I shouldn't be arguing. I'm too sick, and I have proof. They have their rent in fucking full.
Okay,
Sorry, I'm sorry.
that is enough.
Sorry.
I am not gonna have no more cussing at all anymore. That is enough.
Sorry, Your Honor, but my rent is paid in full for all the months that they're saying there's a 200 balance. There's not.
All right, so, Ms. Siller, you did mention that you were late 2 months.
2 months,
Okay.
yes.
What 2 months were you late?
My rent is due on the 16th. So May's rent was late, and June's rent was late.
Okay.
They told me that I needed to pay $1,550 for May, $1,550 for June. I paid $1,550 in May. I paid $1,550 in June.
Ms. Latowski, can you go ahead? Can you go ahead and tell me where that $200 is coming from?
Previous months, she was, not those 2 months, but the previous 2 months when she moved in, she was 50 and 50 short and 100. But if you want, we can reset it for 1 week and we'll research the
Okay.
payment.
Can you let him
Sorry.
finish?
I have proof.
Okay, that's enough.
We can reset it for 2 weeks and let us research the payment. And if it is correct and updated, we'll have it dismissed.
Okay, all
But
right.
we
Ms.
need to go
Siller,
back and.
Give me
just
1
research.
minute. He's asking for a 2-week reset so that he can go in and see where this $200 are from. What do you have to
I
say?
have copies of all of my rent receipts from August to current
Okay, so.
to show that proof,
In
to
that-
show that payment.
In that 2 weeks, that's what I need you to go show
Yes,
him,
ma'am.
because you can sit here and give it to him right now, but he's not in front of his ledger or anything, and I can't, if I see it, that doesn't do me any good.
Understood.
Okay, so I'm gonna allow him to clear your case if he is gonna do it. If not, in 2 weeks, I need you to bring your full ledger.
Yeah.
All the way back since you started with her first payment, so that we can go through it if y'all can't resolve it in 2 weeks.
Will do.
Okay, make sure you bring it from the beginning,
Yep.
you as well, okay?
From the beginning.
Pays the money till it together. If she wanted, she don't know nothing, the loan should get out of the house.
Okay, well, in 2 weeks,
You know, I don't want her over there no more.
okay, Mike, in 2 weeks, if you want to dismiss it, dismiss it.
Get out.
Okay, in 2 weeks, if she's current, you can dismiss it, Miss Anna.
In 2 weeks.
Bring all your payments when you come
I'll do
back
that.
next time, okay?
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
We have one more.
No, thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Feel better.
Thank you. LD.
All right. All right, let's move on. We're moving on from Judge Garcia. Excuse me. I think the next one is Judge Webster. We've got a fun one in Judge Webster's court today. Real quick. Look at the hiccups all of a sudden. Where'd the hiccups come from? I don't have any water. That's probably the issue. Chris, thank you for the super chat. This space for rent. Okay. It's for rent. Anyone that wants to buy Chris's space, he's renting it out. Just don't give it to the other landlords that we just watched. They might evict you. All right, Judge Webster, let's go.
We are on the record in 2025 TR 728, State of Kansas versus Ashley Raynell Miller. Jared Regier for the state. The defendant, Ashley Miller, appears in person and pro se. Ms. Miller, you are charged with driving in violation of your restrictions on your license. Apparently driving without eyeglasses. This carries a fine of up to $200. A 30-day driver's license suspension is mandatory. You do have the right to plead not guilty and set this for trial. You can plead guilty and proceed with sentencing today. You can plead no contest, neither admitting nor denying the charge, but you would still most likely be found guilty and proceed with sentencing today. Depending on your history.
Clip Clop, thank you for the super chat. I love thank you. I just love Rob just walks in and just yells contempt. That's the first comment I've seen of him from the night. He just walks in, contempt. All right, I'm out. Okay. Sorry, Miss Lady, you're in contempt now. Gotta go with the bailiff. Rob said so.
If any, you might, you're not going to be eligible, I don't think, for diversion. I was going to say you might be eligible for diversion, but it looks like you may have had a diversion for
A while ago.
well, yeah, 23 for expired tag and 19 for speeding. You were found guilty. So I don't think diversion is going to be an option for you. But again, I don't decide that.
All right, so there's absolutely no way the officer knew that she had a restricted license where she has to wear glasses. There's no way he knew that. He pulled her over for something else, probably gave her a warning on, I don't know, speeding, and then gave her that ticket. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I have got a restricted license. I am deaf in one ear. It is required for me to only drive a car that has both side view mirrors, which every car with comes now. But back in the 90s, you know, and when I was getting my license, learning how to drive, it was not uncommon for a car only to have one side view mirror. And it was on the driver's side. The passenger didn't always have a mirror, didn't always have one. And I still have the restriction on my license that I have to have a car with two side view mirrors. But an officer would never know that until he pulled me over. But that's a huge safety thing, though. If it's a restricted license for a handicap, yeah, I don't know how often you're gonna get a warning on that because that's serious.
While you're pondering those things, though, Miss Miller, I want to comment that on April 15th of 2025, you called in to the clerk's office. You'd called in previously. And on that date, you spoke to one of the most friendly.
Oh, they existed. And the main reason I know this is we had one growing up. It was my mom's car. So my mom and my dad both got new cars when my brother and I got our license. He's only a year older than me, so we both got our license at about the same time, about 6 months apart from each other. And both my parents got new cars, and so we had my mom and my dad's old car were kind of his and I's. But my dad's car was the better car. My mom's car was a stick. So that's how I learned how to drive a stick. But my mom's car only had one side view mirror. And I hated driving my mom's car because my dad's car was better. And I used that every single time. My brother would be like, "Oh, I'm going to drive this car. It's Saturday night. We're going out with friends. Like, I'm going to take dad's car tonight." I'm like, "Nope, I can't drive mom's car." So many fights. But it was a thing. It was a thing. My mom's car was a 1990 Mercury Tracer. It had one mirror.
Considerate clerks. We have a lot of them, but the one you spoke to is exceptionally good at helping people. And you proceeded to curse at her multiple times, repeatedly saying that the quote, the officer had written this stupid, paraphrasing, effing, back to quote, ticket, just so he could make money from you and make a stupid quota, end quote. You repeatedly asked what your costs were. The clerk informed you that there would be court costs most likely added to your case, depending on what you were cited for, but without seeing the ticket, she could not inform you of the other fines and fees. You told her that this was stupid. It was stupid that it had gotten here in the first place. You told her you were cited for something stupid because you've never worn your glasses and you didn't know why it was ever marked on your license anyway. You asked if you had to appear in court for this stupid ticket.
How many times can Judge Webster say stupid in a 2-minute period? This is awesome. And we all feel her frustration. It is a stupid ticket, especially if she never wears her glasses, but it's on her license for a reason. Maybe she, the vision test, she decided to, I don't know, she went in there high and got half them wrong, and they gave her a license, but said, you have to wear your glasses. I don't know, but it's a safety thing. If you get, yeah, I'm gonna stop. Angie K, thank you so much for the super chat. Clip clock space for rent. Wait, clip clop space for rent and rent increased. I like it. Rent's increasing. This is valuable property right here. Thank you so much, Angie. The Jedi comes in. Hold on. Angie K space for rent. Slumlord challenge. I like this challenge. I mean, we're just selling space right now. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much, Chris. This space. Thank you, Chris. Let's say we got Clip Clop in the middle of that for 17 months. Thank you so much, Clip Clop. 17 months. That is awesome. I think I'm caught up. Chris, I don't know if I hit you up with this one. Clip Clop. I think I did. I think that's what started it, right? Yeah. Okay, let's go. This is stupid. That's where we're at with Judge Webster.
The clerk told you that she could check by looking at the bottom, or that you could check by looking at the bottom of your ticket, that if a specific box was marked, then you would have to appear for court on the date and time indicated. You again said it was completely stupid that you had to appear for court and that you couldn't believe you had to pay court costs and everything, even though you thought this case was dismissed or should be dismissed. The clerk went on to try to tell you that if
Say it ain't true, Larry. Say it ain't true. Oh, that's absolutely it. Thank you, Larry. The stupid ticket from the stupid cop making a stupid quota. Thank you, Larry. Clip Clop. Trailer for sales or rent. Room for. Thank you, Clip Clop. Dang, you guys are rolling tonight. The rent is too damn high. Yeah. I know Jedi went and bought the place, and yeah, that's what happens when you let a space wizard take over. MB, thank you. You guys are awesome tonight. Thank you so much.
it was dismissed, you may not have to pay any fines or fees. And then you hung up on the clerk before she was able to get a response.
I'm not sure as to what this has to do with the clerk, considering we're in court right now. So I'm confused.
It has everything to do with the clerk because it has a lack of respect for the court. It is the clerk of the district court. So when you disrespect the clerk, you're disrespecting the court.
So if she's disrespectful towards me, that's invalid is basically also what you're saying, though.
Well, I'm saying the particular clerk that you encountered is, to the best of my knowledge and belief, extremely courteous, patient, and polite.
And generally, when I had called, I was trying to be patient, courteous, and polite, and treat her with kindness and respect. But she was extremely short with me. Also, I'm autistic. This is about facts. And I don't understand why we also have to bring feelings into it. It's inappropriate for me to bring feelings into it, so that's wrong of me, and I own that. But also, I don't want them bringing their feelings into it either. This is about facts. I'm trying to get the factual information so I can do what's needed of me to be a law-abiding citizen. So
This has nothing to do with feelings. This has to do with respect, which is a sign or symbol that you appreciate the role of the court, that you respect the law, and so far you've not shown that. And that doesn't help you get very far. So I'm telling you that your tone, even today, is questionable. I don't accept the fact that autism just makes you rude.
I never said that. You said that.
Yes, I did, because that's what I conclude, that you're being rude.
I'm not trying to be rude at all.
All right. Well, you are being rude. Now, Miss Miller, whether you think this charge is stupid, whether you think you need eyeglasses, apparently someone tested you at some point in time and said you do. And that if you don't wear your eyeglasses when you're driving, that could be a risk to other motorists and pedestrians or even to you. But that is to be determined at a trial. Do you want a trial on this charge?
Well, considering I've recently gone and gotten a new driver's license and I passed the eye test, I guess I'm unsure. I didn't realize it would even get this far where we were going to have to go to trial over somebody marking it was wrong on it shouldn't have been marked because I passed every vision test. So I don't understand. I'm extremely confused so I guess we're going to have to go to trial.
Yeah, this is where you talk to the prosecutor, not the judge. You know, maybe when you called the clerk, instead of being, calling everything stupid, they would have told you how to properly handle this. But instead, you're rude, and this is where you're at now. Angie, very, very, oh my gosh, generous is the word I'm looking for. Very generous super chat. Thank you so much. Objection, contempt, throw her in jail. I don't think Judge Webster is going to throw her in jail. I don't know though. I don't know. Maybe. Thank you, Angie. That was awesome of you.
All right, I will enter a not guilty plea. We will set this for bench trial. You must be back here for bench trial, August 27.
All right, Sparkle Poots. I was gonna wait to hit all of them at the break. I don't want you to feel left out though. Hold on, Sparkle Poots. I need Section 8 assistance for this space. Thank you so much, Sparkle Poots. I appreciate it. Chris, another super chat. Thank you, Chris. Double wide for rent. Utilities on you. Thank you, Chris. And Kat in Virginia for the super sticker. Thank you so much, guys. I do appreciate it.
1:30.
Your Honor.
Yes.
I apologize. It'll actually be September 17th. August 27th is full.
Thank you. We will set this for bench trial September 17th at 1:30. And if you wish, you can ask the officer in cross-examination about his quota or whatever you wish. And this is not one that she has to get her picture and prints taken. I don't have to post a bond. Anything else, Mr. Regier?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Anything else, Miss Miller? You do have the right to hire an attorney, but because the maximum sentence is 30 days and not 6 months or more, I'm not in a position to appoint an attorney. But you certainly can hire an attorney or you can continue to represent yourself. Anything else? All right, then you're excused at this time, Miss Miller. Thank you.
All right. All right. That was stupid. It was just stupid. The ticket was stupid. The case was stupid. Everything's stupid. Jenny, thank you so much for the super chat. I will help Sparkle Poots with the Section 8. Sparkle Poots! Thank you, Jenny. I appreciate it. All right. We're moving to Judge Washington now. And this is the clip I didn't want to play. I played part 1, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, maybe a week ago, and it was just, it was just a meh case. But yeah, not gonna lie to you, court was very slow today. I was struggling to fill up an hour, so I decided to throw this case in here. You guys may have seen this already. It's interesting, but a lot of people have played it already. Rich, thank you so much for the 17 months. That is awesome, Rich. Rich, I feel like I always see your name for membership milestones. I don't know why, but I feel like every stream you have a membership milestone. Just saying. I think you're hacking something. Rich, thank you so much. Okay, Judge Washington, let's go.
All right, the court will call the matter of Portfolio Recovery Associates LLC and Shatina Grady. 24C 2622.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Your Honor. Daniel Best, P58501 on behalf of Professional Recovery.
Thank you. Please state your name, ma'am.
Shatina Grady L.
Thank you. All right, the last time we were here on this particular matter was back on May 22nd, 2025, when I granted Ms. Grady L's request to stay this matter and compel arbitration in this case. And it was set for a review today to determine whether she had filed or we were moving forward on the MSD.
So I come today to have my motion for dismissal requested. And
Ma'am, what happened with the arbitration?
So there was no arbitration because that attorney that took the information mysteriously emailed it to the wrong email. I called them on May 23rd, on June 9th, because I had checked my email. If you will recall, at the end of that last court date on the 22nd, the attorney that spoke or sat was supposed to send me information regarding arbitration. I checked the email every single day. There was nothing. On June the 9th, I called to find out why I had not received anything, and I had to leave a voicemail. I did that. I called on July the 1st to find out why I had not received anything and what is going on, because I'm still checking the email. Nobody's called me back. Nobody has reached out to me by mail, nothing. On July 2nd at 8:37 in the morning, they had a representative call me. When I spoke with Kelly at 3:02, finally getting in touch with someone, she said, even though this attorney at the last meeting repeated the email back to us, managed to misspell the email when they sent out the arbitration stuff. So as of today, when I checked, I still have no arbitration stuff, because on the 2nd, when I spoke with Kelly, I gave her the corrected email. I don't understand why this firm is unable to get me the information that I need, either not at all or in a timely manner. I don't understand why, when they can repeat back to me what I have given them per the email, that mysteriously one letter gets changed. So arbitration has not gone through on the failure of their behalf.
Mr. Best, response?
Thank you, Your Honor. I was that attorney. I repeated back the email address that was provided by a defendant. I reiterated the E because it was not her last name. I mean, not her first name. It was Shantine, not Shantina. And I got confirmation. I completed the order, and it was an order of stay. There was nothing in that order that would preclude defendant from seeking the arbitration as was ordered by the court. So the email that was sent was not returned undeliverable. We did not have any notice that there was an issue until yesterday when my staff returned the call. Admittedly, we did receive ISHO on June 10th, a call that was misrouted by my receptionist and was not returned. But the bottom line is, at that hearing, the court gave defendant until today to initiate the arbitration. Nothing in that order was needed by her to initiate the arbitration, and the arbitration was not initiated.
So in response to that, at the last court date, I spelled out SHATINA G 317, and I said G for Grady, right? And so you repeated that back to me. First, you asked if it was the E, because in the new name, it is SHATEINA. And I said, no, it's not. You asked me, was it going to be spelt that way? Because it's different from what, and I said to you, no, not to that name. We're not spelling it that way. We're not using the E. I specifically said we're not using the E in Shatina, SHATEINA. And then I also said G for Grady, 317 at Gmail. But the email that you sent it to, if I'm telling you there's no E from what you see on my sign-in, SHATEINA, because that's what's on my sign-in, I told you to omit that E. That doesn't go there. We're going to, it's spelled the way that it's in the court papers that you filed suit of, if it's in front of you, you filed suit for SHATINA, okay? And then Grady. And then as to what you sent me and you saying that the court said that I had to do, if I want to seek arbitration, she asked me, did I know how to do that? I said, no, but I could figure it out. You said, well, I can send an email. Whatever your specific words, which is why I'm getting transcripts printed. I don't know what your specific words, but you cut in and said that you would send me the email. That's when we got to the email aspect of it. That's how we got to the email aspect of it, because I had said, she asked me, did I know how to do it? I said, well, no, but I can figure. And you said, well, I can send, you said, I'll send an email or whatever your wording was. You didn't say anything about sending whatever you just said that you were going to send. So again, you're playing games, and you're being dishonorable, you're being deceitful. You have not
Miss Gradio.
Yes.
Please stop going down that line.
I'm just telling you,
Miss Gradio. The reality is that you came in here and you asked for an arbitration.
Yes.
And I stayed this matter and gave you an opportunity to file that. So,
but he also said, when you asked me, Judge, you asked me, and if you needed to run the transcripts back, we could do that. You said, do you know how to do that? I said, no, but I'm sure I could figure out. And he said, as a cut-in, that he had.
Is this actually a sovereign citizen, though? I don't really think she is. I know other people have labeled her as one. I think I did in part one because I was told she was one. I don't know. I think she's just arguing some. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I've got a lot of super chats, guys. I'm gonna, you know what? We're about halfway through this clip. I'll catch up now. Chris, thank you so much, Chris. Space repossessed. Chris keeps stealing the space, guys. Sparkle Poots. Bankruptcy lien placed on his property. Thank you, Sparkle Poots. Rich, G for gravy. Thank you, Rich. Clip Club. Buying all properties at a sheriff auction. Yeah, watch out, Clip Club's going to take everything. Chris. Stuff moved to the... What is that? TV... Table, bed, dresser, stuff moved to the... Okay, thank you so much, Chris. And Jedi outbidding Clip Club at the sheriff's auction. You guys are awesome. You guys are just having fun. I love it. I love it. While I'm sitting here just trying to pay attention to the video, you guys are awesome. That works. I call them soft sits. The ones that use these kind of arguments in civil cases, I call them soft sits. But I've kind of stopped doing that because they're not really like I don't really want to compare them to sovereign citizens because they're not. They're just using arguments that don't work. That's all.
As a packet that they normally send out, nor not I have received that packet, but I didn't receive an email for it. I knew that I would probably not get any response until close to the court date. Like I knew that. That's why I even called on June the 9th. That's why I even asked if there was a note I could send you at the court. And I was told no. I knew that they would try and do this, that their people called me just now, yesterday. And if the court rules in his favor, I'll just have to appeal it because there's nowhere have they been honorable in trying to get this squared away. And nowhere that they have a lack of transparency, a lack of due process, because they either haven't given me the stuff on time or not at all for me to present an effective defense.
Ms.
And if
Grady,
the court
Ms. Grady,
understand.
I've adjourned this case. I don't know how many times, give you an opportunity so that you can be prepared. So
And
please don't interrupt me. Please do not interrupt me. Please. Today we're back here, and I'm not happy with either side. Because one, Ms. Grady, if he didn't send you the information, you could have done what you said you could do, which was figure out how to proceed with the arbitration. And Mr. Best, on this particular case, at each and every turn, there's something that comes up that doesn't go right, which complicates this matter even further. So if she's calling you guys, and now with that particular call, it gets rerouted, and like she said, she doesn't get the call back until yesterday. And as far as an appeal, appeals don't scare me, Miss Grady. I don't mind that people appeal. That's for a higher court to decide if I've done something wrong. But I try to do my best to do the right thing by everybody that comes before me. And I've given you many opportunities. So, Mr. Best, I don't recall the specifics of that part as to whether there's a package.
I have no package, Your Honor. I have no packet. I have, and what I agreed was I would provide the order granting, or that's what I believe I was agreeing to provide, was the order granting defendant's motion. It's normally the party who brought the motion's obligation to do the order. My remembrance was she did not know how to do the order, and I agreed to do the order because I have a standard one that we do on these cases. I would never agree to provide legal advice to a defendant on how to file an arbitration. I do recognize that my office did drop the ball with respect to the order and getting it to defendant, but I insist that the information I took down is what defendant provided. Granted, we did not properly follow up and we did not properly respond to her voicemails, but it's strictly the order.
And in reality, where we are right now is this court doesn't have an order in it referring it for arbitration or a stay or any of that, because the order was never submitted to the court either.
So what I would propose is that we provide, I believe it was 45 days originally. I don't want to keep kicking this out, but we go out 45 days, which would roughly be August 18th. and that she file it by then. I am not providing her any instructions on how to do so. I will submit the order under 7-day.
So we are all clear, Ms. Grady. He's submitting the order that says that I granted a stay and that you are to file your arbitration within that time period. It will not say anything else or provide any packet for arbitration. It will be your responsibility to figure out how to file your arbitration. Okay?
I hear you, Judge, but I would ask for a dismissal.
That's not how this process works, Ms. Grady Allen. You can file whatever motions you want to file around that.
I feel biased upon.
Okay, then you can feel however you want to feel about that, and you can file whatever you need to file.
Your Honor, if I can, I'm actually out of town the 18th and 19th of August. I would like to be the attorney who handles this. Could we schedule that either?
Anyone else love how he suggested the date and then immediately said, "Oh, I'm out of town that date"? Oh, 45 days. That'll be August 18th. Let's do that. Oh, wait, I can't. I don't know why. That made me giggle. Darina, thank you so much. One-upping Jedi, hoping that there is something at the properties I can sell to get my money back. There might be. You might there might be a few lightsabers there. Who knows? Thank you, Darina. Chris, well, you just said goodnight. Hopefully you're still here to hear me say thank you. Thank you, Chris. Lose everything to storage. Fail to pay storage bill for 3 months. They find the bodies. We're just going to silently move on. Oh, yeah. Don't want to ask questions. Don't want to ask questions I don't want answers to. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, I got a dentist appointment on that Thursday. Does the court hold these strictly on Thursdays?
Strictly on Thursdays, and the 18th wasn't an available date anyway.
Right. The 21st would be the available date. I do have a 1 p.m. dentist appointment, but if we could go, I have a very good dentist. If we can do it at 3 o'clock again, that would work.
We're not here on the 21st. He's not asking for that. He's asking for the next date, the 28th.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm just wasn't sure if you had originally given that.
No, I did not.
Number of days.
So, counsel, you're going to submit the order granting the stay.
It's only because it's stupid. That's why you feel biased. It's stupid. We need Judge Webster. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's just stupid.
Providing her with 45 days to file her arbitration. And that will be submitted under the 7-day rule. Ma'am, the 7-day rule provides that once the order is submitted, you have 7 days to provide any objections you may have to that order. Court date will be scheduled for August 28th, 2025 at what time, please? 3 o'clock p.m. This is the last date for that arbitration to be filed. If it is not filed, once again, I will tell you, your MSD will be heard that day. His MSD will be heard that day if it is not filed.
And just for clarification of the order, is it 45 days from today's date, 45 days from the entry of the order, or by August 28th?
Let's just make it by August 28th. When we come back here, that arbitration needs to be filed.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day, everyone, and a happy 4th of July.
All right. I got that out of the way. You can't tell me I didn't follow up on that now. I followed up, even though I didn't want to. I tried so hard not to play that. But you guys had fun with it, so I'm glad you guys had fun with it. These hiccups are not going away. I've had hiccups for about a half hour now, and I'm on my third giant cup of water. All right, this is how we're gonna finish off the night. I've got 2 short clips from a judge out of, what is it, Louisville? I think it is Louisville, Texas. The first one, the guy shows a lot of attitude. The second one is just a really quick clip of how every judge needs to react to someone driving in court. That's what we got. Let's go.
Keon Goss.
Yeah.
Mr. Goss, you're gonna need to turn on your video.
Okay, bet. You just turn on.
Already starting off great. You need to turn on your video. Bet. Like, oh man. You already know what's coming.
Mr. Goss, and also I don't. You're gonna need to sit down somewhere. I don't talk to people walking around. So
Yeah, I'm walking in the store. That's it.
you have a charge of speeding.
Uh-huh.
All right, Mr. Goss, I think maybe you need to understand. I don't talk to people when they're walking around.
I'm walking in the store to go sit down. All right, now I got the charge of speeding. Yeah.
How did you want to handle your case today, sir?
No contest.
The fine is $218. When would you be able to pay that?
What's the farthest you could get me, or what's the longest, however?
I'll give you till the 4th of August. If you need more time after that, you come back to the court, let us know that, and we can work with you on a payment plan.
Okay.
Very good. If you wait, the clerk will be right with you, sir.
Yep.
All right. Nothing exciting happened on that one. But I know for a fact the judge gives people longer payment plans than 1 month. He's just like, no. 30 days is how long you have to pay it. This is how long you have. Pay it. We're going to see that guy again. Anyways, that was fast. This last one, again, this is exactly how every judge needs to handle someone driving when they call into Zoom court. This clip's only about 30 seconds long, so I am going to let this play out, and I'm going to go find someone to raid. It's Booze and Body Cam. I think it's Katie Z tonight. I think we did KFAR last time, so we'll raid Katie Z tonight. Yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. You guys were awesome tonight. Very generous with the super chats, the membership milestones, the gifted memberships. Thank you guys so much. Mods, you are awesome as always. And yeah, guys, I will see you tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow night's a little bit more exciting, so I don't have to play something I didn't like. Even though you guys loved it. I just was sitting here like, hurry up, talk, finish the video. But thank you so much. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Yeah, let's finish this up. And that's it. That's all I got. Okay, bye.
Wait, Grimaldo?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Grimaldo, you have 2 cases with us. You have the obstructed window charge, and then you also have a charge of expired registration. So let's take the window case first. How did you want to handle that case? Are you wanting to plead not guilty, guilty, or no contest?
What is no contest?
Mr. Grimaldo, you're going to have to turn on your video.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you, sir. There you go. And did you ever get the window issue resolved?
I don't have a picture of it yet, since it wasn't my car.
Mr. Grimaldo, are you driving?
Yes, sir. I have it on. I have my
No,
phone
sir.
on.
No, we're done. You need to report to court. I mean, we're not doing this by
Would you like me to?
when you see him, yeah. If anyone's driving, we just you don't even talk with them, just tell them we don't take anyone that's driving. And I understand his video wasn't on. And so as soon as I saw it, that, yeah, I understand it. And if he, and I'm sure everyone probably told him, you can't be driving while you're. Thank you. So we'll reset him for an in-person, if you would please.